Hello and welcome to another Star Citizen podcast with me, your host, BoredGamer, and Zinnia as well. Zinnia, you are here, aren't you?
I am here.
Boom, you see? The reason we didn't do our normal intro is because it's fake. What if I told you, Zin, that the trailer for 3.20, Alpha 3.20 fully loaded trailer was also fake?
What, are you telling me that's not actual in-game footage?
Well, most of it is actually, a lot of it is in-game footage or how the game plays. But the stuff more related to the cargo mechanics and the hull C, there's lots of extra added animations there and flair. And, you know, it's a marketing video. It doesn't say, this is one of the few videos, it doesn't say actual in-game graphics anywhere. Although it is in engine. So a lot of people complaining about this isn't how Star Citizen plays or looks or whatever. But it kind of is, right? It's just, you know, done for an ad.
Use your imagination.
It's the theatre of the mind. No, it's not how Star Citizen plays at the moment because it doesn't have all those animations and cool camera angles to be able to watch the stuff in that way. But it did display all the features for the patch, and that's what the trailer was meant to do. It's only a 2-minute trailer. I didn't see any problem with that. Do you think that people are going to watch that trailer, assuming that's exactly how Star Citizen is, and go, I'm only playing it because I thought I could put my face up to the glass like the man did there, and there's going to be... I suppose the other thing is lots of ships flying around, but there can be if there's player ships. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it was misrepresentative. I think some people... people are complaining about it online, but I mean, people are complaining about everything. Yeah,
so I think the problem is this is essentially how CIG are hoping it will be in the future. So you would dock up in your hull C or whatever, your big hauler ship, and you would be able to either watch the containers spawn on your ship, or there would be like little arms coming out to like load them onto your wing things, whatever the hell they're called.
I mean, you could watch out of the window in Sterefim Station, had to get the name correct, and watch a hull C get loaded up artificially. So, I mean, you can watch most of that stuff. It's just, you know, it was tweaked and improved, and they did lots of stuff to make it look better than you would necessarily get in game.
Essentially, the story that they're telling in this 2-minute video is about a guy who wants to have his own hull C and be his own captain.
Yeah.
And be making that money. But he's not. It turns out he's just a pilot for another captain who owns a hull C.
Yeah, it's okay, though. I mean, we can all have hull Cs one day. I say one day because we can't buy them in-game yet. Can only buy them with real money. $500 is the current price for the hull C. I know, right? That was the sound of a spaceship going past Sin's head. It's a very expensive spaceship. You won't be able to buy them in-game until the next major patch because there's a 3-month exclusivity period for new ships added to the game, which is I understand why they do it, it just annoys me. I think I'm extra annoyed by the Vulture being well beyond that 3-month period before they put it in the game as well. Now, something else I wanted to talk about here, Zin, was do you feel that the release of 3.20, do you think that was rushed at the end? Do you think they should have waited a week or two before launching to live beyond when they did?
Would it have made a difference if they had?
I think so, with some of the bugs. However, it's arguable, and very arguable, that you could say, well, actually, a lot of the stuff they actually need to test in the live build before they can fix with a hotfix and things like that. Because what happened was 3.20 went live, there were some launch problems, there was service disruption, there was a load of random bugs, there was a load of problems with stability and 30Ks and the hull C and cargo and trams at Horizon and inventory bugs. There's an audio bug that's still persisting, which is probably the worst thing about the 3.20 build. The Jump Town event is also running at the moment, which was and has additional lag. They might have stopped it now. I'm not entirely sure. We've got salvage that was sort of breaking. People couldn't salvage properly. There's a bug where you can't shoot your weapons. But you might have totally been ignoring that. You might have not even been aware that 3.20 in the persistent universe had any problems, because a lot of people are playing Arena Commander, which is a large portion of this patch.
Yeah.
Zin and I had a fantastic few games of Gun Game the other day. It was genuinely good fun, right?
Yeah.
And we were on comms with some of the other friends who were like, what are you playing? playing? Like, or Sam was saying, what are you playing? She's foreign.
She's foreign. She's French.
She's French. I can't do an accent. People were genuinely, that sounds awesome. What are you playing? Are you having fun? And we're like, Star Citizen. I was like, what? And we obviously haven't been super vocal on comms about enjoying Star Citizen before. Normally, because we're recording and in a separate recording area. But a lot of filming Star Citizen stuff, or the Star Citizen stuff we normally do, feels like work, or it's related to work. And this was just fun. And the Arena Commander stuff is just genuinely low hassle fun. And it works really well. So none of the problems that Persistent Universe was having, or a lot less in the form of problems. Do you think that was exclusive to Gun Game, the fun, or do you think we're going to have fun with lots of other modes that are coming around in schedule?
I do feel like, so currently exclusive to Gun Game. The other Arena Commander special modes that are going to be coming up.
So we've got master modes being tested at the moment.
Right. The thing is, I really enjoy. It's not called Gun Game in Arena Commander, but
Gun Rush, is it?
Gun Rush, yes.
It's called Gun Rush, yeah.
We used to play a lot of Gun Game in CS:GO and in Source, so it's a good game mode, and I've always enjoyed it.
Yes, it's genuinely a good game mode, and a lot of people are upset about the scheduling of master mode stuff. So obviously they run these game modes for like a week or two and then change them throughout a patch cycle.
What do people have a problem with?
They want some of these modes to be running all the time.
So I get that. Like, I would love Gun Rush to run all the time, but the problem is you end up diluting your player pool. It was the same thing with Left 4 Dead 2 when they started doing the mutations. If you have all the mutations running at once, you just won't get that many people playing certain ones, and you just won't be able to get the gameplay.
So what I think will happen is that they will ratify Gun Rush eventually into a non-experimental mode. It will be a permanent mode, or a ability to run it as a custom server or whatever. Yeah,
I definitely think the more popular ones should definitely, you either be able to create them yourself whenever, or they're a constant running thing. But I understand why they're doing it, because these are test modes. These are modes that have never existed really before.
Literally experimental modes, yeah.
Yeah, and you like I say, you don't want to dilute your player base.
Yeah, you want to get as much feedback as you can, and one of the other good things about genuinely running them for a week, then changing mode, is that they can iterate on what they just did, and the next time you see that mode, it's evolved, and hopefully for the better. Because Gun Game, it didn't have that many problems from what I could see. A bit janky, the movement and the animations, but that's a Star Citizen thing. I think I was complaining about that when I was playing with Zin, and Zin was like, no, it's absolutely fine. It could have literally just been me in that case. But yeah, really good fun with those experimental modes, and especially Gun Game at the moment. I played a load of the others in the PTU. I didn't particularly enjoy the Tank Royale, just because it incentivizes you just sitting still and pretending to be invisible, and then shooting people when they sort of... It's quite boring and monotonous. Again, those modes will evolve based on feedback, and hopefully the next time you see them, they'll get better and better and better, especially with master modes, and we'll be playing some master modes and talking about that later in the week. People are complaining that the Fury LX is too fast. We'll do some racing. We'll talk about it. It's not going to be too fast for me, because I'm bad at racing. Well, it's true. I mean, it's going to be perfect. The LX looks like it's perfect for people that are bad at racing, because it's the best racing ship at the moment, I think.
You say that, but surely if you're bad at racing, it's going to be too fast, because you'll end up flying into stuff.
I want to go slower, that's right. I do feel like I want to go slower. Also, people complaining about key mapping chaos. Mostly me complaining about it, but I saw lots of other people posting about why have they changed keys, why doesn't this work, this is broken. I was like, it's not broken, you just don't know the key for it anymore. So hopefully Cloud Imperium, I don't know what Cloud Imperium can do about the key mapping changes. Maybe make sure that any key mapping changes are clearly visible in the patch notes at the top and on the visuals in game, so you know. And that's not bugged, that's actually what they are, because obviously them being incorrect on the visuals in-game makes it even worse. Makes it very annoying. 3.20, it was quality of life and sort of bug fix packs and that sort of stuff, but a lot of people think it was rushed at the end, came out a little bit too early.
It did feel like it was like, 3.20 is like, it's gone into first wave PTU, second wave PTU, and we're like, it'll be there for a little while, and then suddenly it's live.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be released until the end of this week to live. And I do think that they would have got a good... Because there's loads of other little bugs as well and loads of other known issues. It's an alpha for a reason. I did expect it to not explode as much as it did. There's a 3.20.0a patch which goes and fixes a load of these problems as well now that they've deployed. But deploying of that patch reset a load of people's database stuff, so they actually lost all their Alpha UEC and their ships, which had been transported across from 3.19 to 3.20. And just a load of problems, which is a bit disappointing. I suppose it's to be expected, but I was expecting a better launch, obviously not as disastrous as 3.18 or anything like that, but it's certainly getting there. The patch, hopefully, will be in a very good state by the end of the month. It is a lot better than it was. It did suffer in the first few days. Quality of life fixes, talking about those, and that patch was supposed to address a lot of stuff. A content creator, Terada, I'm not sure if you're aware of them, Zin, because they are a primarily French content creator, but they are massive. They do a load of awesome Star Citizen stuff.
Okay.
They put a load of quality of life improvements that they would like to add to Star Citizen in a very concise way up on Spectrum. And Chris Roberts actually replied to them. Chris, very rarely coming out of the woodwork, used to be doing letters from the chairman quite regularly and appearing on Inside Star Citizen and stuff like that, or Into the Verse and whatever the programs are called. But now he's actually done a post, and I'll cover it in another video, but the crux of it is he said, we did get some quality of life fixes into 3.20, like the quantum travel HUD being lined up properly, but not nearly as much as the team or I would like. We will be working on knocking out bugs and improving quality of life pretty continuously from here on out. There is a lot of great tech and features that we're bringing into Star Citizen from Squadron 42 that will dramatically change the feel and polish of Star Citizen. For instance, a lot of your suggestions in the game comfort and readability have been addressed by the changes that we made for Squadron 42. The plan always has been to bring this work into Star Citizen. Squadron 42 was just a good way of us to be able to focus and really polish the feel and usability without the pressure of maintaining functionality as we iterated on it for the always live environment of the persistent universe. We've now hit an inflection point in Squadron 42's development that allows us to start bringing this work into Star Citizen in the near future. I'm very excited for CitizenCon, as we'll be showing a lot of these features and more. So, from what Chris is saying there, Zin, do you believe what he's saying, or is this more marketing and management speak for you're going to get some stuff in the future, but it's always in the future and never actually in our hands, or very slowly in our hands? What do you think?
I mean, I'd like to believe him. I think they are trying. Like, there are certain things, like they say with the HUD on the quantum travel.
That lining up's great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Now quantum travel significantly more works more consistently. Although the star map is still horrible. Let's be honest about that. The star map is awful.
But isn't
and
that
buggy.
supposed to be getting an update soon?
Yes,
not
soon. At some point,
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I would say that Cloud Imperium, running it as a live service, running it as a live environment, should have immediately tried to bug fix that. Just bodge job, bug fix it so that it works and it's functional. Yeah. But they're going a lot of these features. They're going, look, we're working on the main feature for that, the actual something closer to finalized, and that will be in at some point in the midterm, short term or midterm. And there's no point in just doing extra work, getting this sort of working while this is going to be replacing it, which is fine for a lot of systems. But things like the star map and accessibility and traversal and stuff like that, you need those things working well. Because, like the other day, you were trying to get to Seraphim Station and you couldn't actually quantum travel there. You had to quantum travel like 3 different places and then come back from the other side or something.
Yeah,
was that me? It was one of us.
It might have been. I know I was still having the problem of not being able to literally select a place and go like quantum travel here, and it wouldn't set the route. So I'd have to click around nearby and be like, oh, that'll let me set a route there. So I'll travel there. And then when I was there, I was able to then set another route. So it's still buggy.
It's possible that some of these bugs don't get fixed because there are workarounds that people just accept.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, yeah, I know. I can't set my quantum travel route there, so I have to go here, then I can go there, or whatever. And if you, assuming that, yes, you believe Chris Roberts there, which I genuinely do, it's just the time frames and stuff like that. Obviously, they are working towards it. I do trust Chris and CIG. A lot of people, at least some people would disagree with me. I do think Chris Roberts is the best person to be at the helm because of him being the visionary for Star Citizen and keeping it within his vision. He does then need his generals and his lieutenants to rein him back and get stuff done. Like Aaron, for example, his brother, great heavy hitter at getting stuff done and making sure things get done properly, and sometimes going, Chris, we can't do that. We can't do that. That's untenable. That's a fantastic idea. Or, yes, it would be great if it's perfect, but we can't have it perfect. We have to have it 95% of the way there, because Chris very much a visionary perfectionist, not always the best to get stuff done in a timely manner, as we've seen with Star Citizen. All of us want Pyro and better Star Citizen. Like, we want release Star Citizen, we want release Squadron 42. It's going to be a while before that's done. Hopefully Squadron 42 next year, maybe, we don't know. CitizenCon, very exciting. It is 3 weeks away.
When is it?
It's the 21st and 22nd of October.
Just under 4 weeks.
Just under 4 weeks. So now I will be covering it. Probably won't be doing any form of live stream or anything like that. We're primarily YouTubers. So we will
also
cover...
it's going on in America, which is going to be...
I don't think that's going to be too bad time-wise. I will need you to work on the weekends in.
Yeah, I know.
But we'll pump out a load of videos and summaries and talk about that a load. There will be watch parties. I'm not sure if the watch parties are going to be like previous CitizenCon ones, because there's going to be big gaps between presentations in my expectation, because it is a 2-day event and because there's going to be loads of stuff for the physical attendees to do. The sort of the Star Citizen stream I expect will be presentation, them talking to a load of people, interviewing some people, going round the actual like show floor and seeing all the different things there and interviewing people there, and then another, like an hour later, another presentation. So there's going to be big spaces between the presentations. So sort of that's what I'd expect. Just be aware of that. Are you looking forward to CitizenCon soon, or is it just another year, another day?
No, I'm looking forward to it. I like all the information, and usually they give me nice, pretty videos. So.
Yes, we got lots of pretty stuff. We got lots of hype. And as I've said a few times before, we've been a little bit on the dirt track to CitizenCon, where they sort of starve us of information, and they've gone, you can have your delicious birthday cake, but we are starving you for a month. That's going to be a delicious cake, isn't it? Yes, it will be a delicious cake. I'm hungry. Oh, something else I'm hungry for is in ship tractor beams. They're coming in 3.20.x. They're coming in as part of this 3.20 branch. Yeah, I know. They just went, in the last roadmap update, they went, you want the Argo SRV? I was like, oh, yeah, cool. Strange that they're putting the Argo SRV in 3.20, in 3.20.x, so 0.1 or 0.2 or whatever, but not putting ship scale tractor beams in. And then I read underneath it, ship scale tractor beams. Okay, cool. They were also putting those in. So that's planned for in the near future, before the end of year patch.
Yeah. And
I suspect that will be a highlight of CitizenCon, using those tractor beams, is my expectation. Is there going to be 1,000,000,010 bugs with ship scale tractor beams? Almost certainly. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm really interested to know what people's expectations of CitizenCon are, but also their bugs and slash fun that they're having in 3.20. Like, are you having the worst time? Are you having the best time? What's Marina Commander been like for you? But yeah, what are you thinking of that patch? Do you not know what anyone's been talking about by all these service disruptions and all these problems going on with 3.20? You're like, actually, it's the best patch I've ever played. Or you're like, it's literally unplayable. Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. But before we go, I did want to say the future of cargo is something that Cloud Imperium have been talking about recently. And obviously, ship scale tractor beams are involved with that. Now, you've seen the freight elevators, cargo elevators.
Well, I've seen the...
Inside Star Citizen one.
Yeah.
The two inside Star Citizens on them. What do you think of those new cargo systems? Because basically they're saying, look, you get a cargo elevator in your persistent hangar. It's an instantized hangar. So you fly in, you go to a landing zone. They allocate you a hangar. You fly in through an entry point. Then they basically instantize that hangar so someone else can do the same. To their own hangar. You effectively will be able to customize those hangars in the future. But they want loading and unloading costs and times associated with cargo, and no magic bags of holding anymore. So you'll have to access the freight elevators on a kiosk and basically put items into storage or take them out of storage, and then from that you can put them onto your ship physically or take them off your ship physically. You put them in the freight elevator, then you can sell them at the landing zone, things like that. Do you think that is a good system, or do you think that just adds more faff? Do you like this sort of level of immersion there? What do you think?
I think it's a good system. I also know that they said that if you don't want to be doing that, getting that involved, they will also have an option for you as well. So
yes, there will be automated processes that you can pay to have them load and unload your cargo for you.
I will probably do the automated stuff unless I'm only moving a few bits.
Yeah, it depends on the scale, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Scale and type of mission. Like if part of the mission is cargo management, so you've got to smuggle something, or you've got to take something that's various volatile cargoes that's really important, the way you store them in your hold, then you'll do it manually. I suppose the other thing is are you looking forward to being able to store pretty much anything on your cargo grid?
Yeah, being able to put things into boxes that would fit that item.
Yeah, the cargo inventory boxes. So cargo inventory boxes just feel like that they should have been in the game from the start to me.
Yeah.
It's just much better than the systems they've got in place as placeholders at the moment. They could have just done that. But yeah, Cloud Imperium want cargo and inventories to be a lot more tactile and make sense physically, and they want to physicalize as much as they can of it, but they can't physicalize everything. And I like the idea of the future of cargo from what they've shown us. But yeah, tell us what you think in the comments below. I think that's really all I wanted to talk about. Tell us about your 3.20 experiences and what you're expecting from CityCon. And goodbye. Say goodbye, Zin.
Goodbye, Zin.
Ha! We'll get the one in at the end. Perfect. Easy. Thanks for watching. You take care, guys. See you in the verse. NordVPN is amazing and you should buy it. It's so useful, it's easier to tell you what it can't do. NordVPN can't do your taxes. Nord, how much do I owe for VAT? NordVPN can't help you buy more spaceships. Nord, add a terrapin to my shopping cart. NordVPN can't cook for you. No, my cabbages! And NordVPN can't be your girlfriend. Can't or won't NordVPN, if that is your real name. NordVPN.com/BoredGamer will help you connect to the internet more safely, securely, and anonymously, with greater access to the content you want. But can I teach it to love? Links below for the best NordVPN deals around. Every month we have a ship giveaway, and for September, that's for the Drake Corsair, that fantastic exploration ship. Not only will you be able to explore the verse with it, but the ship is perfectly competent at a huge range of gameplay, and is a fantastic mission-running ship. You can use it for cargo, you can put some vehicles in there. It's reasonably good in a fight, one of the true multi-role, multi-crew ships. To be in for a chance of winning one of those, just comment on any of my videos made during the month. More details down below. Also down below are links to be able to support the channel more. There's the join button, making you one of my elite channel members. You'll get occasional exclusive content. There's also YouTube badges and emotes to show your support. There's also Patreon for those of you that prefer that. We try to mirror the rewards on there as well. But just people liking, subscribing, and sharing these videos goes a long way. A heartfelt thank you to everyone that watched the video. I hope you have a great September, and I'll see you in the verse.